Weekly Sauce, episode 44, I believe it is. I think it's 44. We've done so many of these interviews this week that I'm losing count.
45, man.
45. We just did 44 with
Gino
Lewis of the Montreal Alouettes. I always forgot his name already. As usual, this show is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub. Visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off the entire site. If you're a golfer, they are doing a charity tournament for... I don't know the exact disease, but I think it's lymphoma, something lymphoma. They posted it on their Instagram today. They're gonna be raising money for that. We're gonna be getting there. We're trying to get as many people as we can. We already have 2 groups going. So and for more information, visit Mike's BBQ Rub on Instagram, and you'll be able to get all the information on that golf tournament. I think it's May 29th at the Oasis in Lachute. My name is Terry Tam. As usual, I got my buddy Alex. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Very good, man. Special episode today. As usual, we got a beauty, a stud from the Bakersfield Condors, formerly of Laval, Quebec. Vincent Desharnais. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're good, man. We can't complain. It's nice. It was nice today. I was able to go out and hit some balls and work out for the first time in 6 months. So it was a nice day today. So we took advantage here in Montreal. But you two, because Alex is in Bakersfield also, well, close to where you are, and. What kind of a city is Bakersfield? Like, what are we dealing with here?
Can Alex answer the question?
Yeah, Alex will answer this question. Yeah.
Well, from the because it's been now a year that I've been here, so it's definitely not Montreal. It's a smaller town. It's more you really need the car to move around.
Like most places in California, right?
Pretty much, but it's also I lots of crime, man. Honestly, you hear on a TV.
I don't feel safe. I don't feel that safe. Like walking around, like let's say when it's dark outside, like I won't go for a walk. Like I don't feel safe enough to go for a walk. Like it's like you drive through downtown and like there's no one downtown past like 7 or 8. Like it could be a Thursday night, Friday night. Like there's nightlife is not really there. So when you grow up and you're from Montreal and I'm from Laval, which is 15-20 minutes away, but Laval is pretty big too.
Yeah,
and then you move here, and it's great. Like I can't complain about the weather. Like I haven't seen any snow, which is great. It's the best. I can golf. That's awesome. But it's just like safety is just I wouldn't say like the most comfortable city to live in. Let's put it that way.
So
exactly.
So a lot of crime. Okay, but you're like 6'7". I mean, how many people are actually gonna try and like do anything to you? Has it ever happened?
So. People in Bakersfield are. I'm trying not to bash Bakersfield because
you're not bashing. You're not bashing the people.
It's actually a lot of fun. I know, but there's some nice areas. Like some players, like older guys, have houses. Like in some on the west side, there's some very nice areas. Which is we go there and we have a great time. Super nice, super clean, super safe. But just the more downtown area is just there's a lot of. I would say homeless people, and you can tell that they're probably on drugs and they're probably tripping, and so it doesn't matter if I'm 6'7" or 5'1". They're just yelling at you, and they're just they look at you in a creepy way, and it's just like you're just not sure what that guy's gonna do, so you're just trying to stay away from him.
That's crazy, man. I mean, yeah, I guess in Montreal and Laval, we're kind of... I mean, there's certain areas in Montreal that are pretty...
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, in every city, I guess you'll get it, right? And so it is what it is. But what's it been like? What's the experience been like being in the Edmonton system, playing down in California? How's it been?
It's fun. Obviously, we get treated very well. I think Edmonton's a high-class team. I think we've seen through the years. I don't think they've done as well as they hope that they would have done, but it's a very good team. I'm very proud to the jersey every time. Playing in California is just awesome. When I was younger, I would just hear about NHL players playing in California, and like you go to the ring with flip flops. It's like, really, is it that nice? Like I'm like nothing better than just going to the ring. There's a lot of snow, and you're just battling through it. And then I was here last year for a bit too, and then this year's my second year, and it's my first year I'm actually staying here full time, and it's awesome. Like you go to the ring, flip flops. Like you walk out of the ring, it's like 12:31. It's super sunny out. You just go sit by the pool and relax. You can just get some little tan on you. My friends and family are definitely jealous for me. They're definitely jealous.
When Alex told me he was living in California, I was jealous. Because as much as I love Montreal, I think anybody that's from Montreal loves the city. It's a great city, right?
100%.
Nobody misses the orange cones. Nobody misses the winters, right? Those are the only two things that everybody hates here in Montreal. The rest is great. Like the food is fantastic.
Food is awesome.
Yeah, the nightlife, the party, especially in the summer. Like if you're in Montreal from May to August, you're having a good time.
It's the best time of your life. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very good. It's awesome. Great. And you're from Laval, so you played in Laval growing up.
Yeah, exactly. I played in Laval until I was 15, I would say.
And you grew up a Habs fan, I guess?
I guess I would say Habs fan, but when when I grew up, the Habs were not that good. Like they were always struggling. So I was just like a bandwagon guy. So I was just like, I would pick a favorite player, like either a favorite player or favorite jersey when I was like young. Like I would be jersey, and once I understood the game, it was like favorite player. And it just, when Crosby got to Pittsburgh, I got a Crosby jersey, and then Doughty, and then Subban, and so it was whatever team, whatever player I was cheering for. I was cheering for the team, and I was not stupid. So I was.
You're like one of the guys.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you're like one of those guys that are Tom Brady fans. You don't care what team he plays for. You're just a Tom Brady fan. You're one of those guys.
No, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I respect what he did and what he does. It's very impressive. But I was rooting for Mahomes 100%. My money was on Mahomes. That's all I got to say.
Who is your team in the NFL if you're a football fan?
Mahomes.
Oh, you're a cheap. Okay, you're Mahomes guy.
Hey, in my defense, I've been paying attention to football for the past 3 years, I would say.
Okay, so that's why you're a Mahomes fan.
Became like a big.
And there's also LDT too,
so
right?
That's why I'm a Mahomes fan. And I was going to say that too. Obviously, he's just crazy. He's a beast. I've met him once, and he's just so impressive. He's a monster, and he went to school at McGill. He got a degree, and he's a doctor now. It's just everything that he does is so impressive. That's the reason why I love the Chiefs too.
And speaking of how big and impressive LDT is, you're 6'7". How does it feel to be the Zdeno chair of the AHL?
Do you have a longer?
I mean, I wouldn't. I don't really see it that way. I just play. For me, there's a lot of bigger guys than me. I don't know. I don't see myself as a huge guy. I know. I realize I am. I realize I'm pretty big, but I don't know. I'm just used to it by now, I guess, and just. I'm used to all the chirps that I'm slow and that I can't skate and that I suck and I got no skills, and I've heard it all, and just I just kind of laugh at it, and I kind of enjoy it. Actually.
But that's the problem with you tall guys, is that you tall guys don't acknowledge of how tall you are. You're aware of how tall you are. But I have a friend who's 6'6". He doesn't even he's completely out to lunch when it comes to. He doesn't realize size difference.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I try to use it. I try to use my size as much as possible.
Oh, of course, yeah, you have to.
Know my size. I gotta use it. That's probably my biggest strength, and I gotta use it every time I can.
And speaking of size, how long is your stick? Because I know Charo's stick is the longest stick in the NHL.
Which stick are we talking about, Alex?
Yeah, we're talking about hockey stick here.
I was gonna ask if it was golf stick.
Is this PG-13?
Yeah, it's very. No, you're good. You're.
No.
We're along the lines of most interviews that we've done, so you're good. You're safe.
I just know I can't keep you serious now. my stick's pretty long. Let's put it that way. I don't know. I know I can piss off a lot of forwards.
So I like playing golf.
I don't practice. Some forwards are not too happy.
So I like playing golf, and I know that you get custom sticks eventually. Do you have to get? I always wanted to know for tall guys. Do you guys have to get like custom clubs?
Yeah, 100%. I'm actually working on this like as we speak right now. That's something I got into golf last year a lot. I play like probably 30 games, and like I got better. But right now I'm at a point where I need like tall enough clubs for myself because I'm tired of shanking the ball.
You're also gonna have back problems if you're always leaning over, swinging.
Exactly. I'm always leaning over and bending my knees a little bit more than I should, so I'm not as comfortable. Yeah. So right now I'm working with someone back home, and I'm trying to get longer clubs for myself because it's very hard to play with regular clubs.
Well, if you're ever back here, we'll for sure get a game going. I mean, I'd love to see that. I love this.
After the season, I'll be back. Let's do it. I'm always down for a fun time.
When does the season end?
I think the last game is May 15th or 16th, and then maybe playoffs. We're not sure yet. There's still talks about playoffs. Maybe yes, maybe no.
So if you're in town, in town May 29th, we have that tournament, the charity tournament, and a couple guys.
It's my birthday, actually.
Oh. Well, now we got it, and it's sponsored by a few beer companies too. So, maybe we'll get you nice and sauced.
I only drink waters though, so
it's a shame. the only Quebec guy.
Waters.
Yeah, exactly.
College waters.
Yeah. The only Quebec guy that's 6'7" that lives in the States that drinks only water. The only one. Yeah.
Only waters.
So. I heard you shared a locker in between McDavid and Draisaitl. Yeah. How did it? How was the experience?
It was just mind blowing. Like it's just like these guys don't do anything different than us. They change like us. They had 2 arms, 2 legs, but it's just so impressive to like see them go and just you see them on TV so much and like you read about them so much and everyone talks about them. And I was in between both of them, and it was it was okay for me to be there. It was like it's okay for me to be here. You got 2 probably one of the best 2 players in the world are next to you, and they're just chatting with you. It was a great experience, and I was just trying to be as clean as possible, not letting any clothes going left and right, and trying to be as quick in and out so I don't bother them or they don't get pissed at me or yell at me, but they're super nice guy.
Are you? I mean, you're not known to fight. I mean, you're more of you're just a big guy. You're not a huge. Just because people assume if you're a big guy, he's probably a fighter. But you're not necessarily a fighter. But you fought one of the toughest guys I've ever seen play live in Imama. What was that guy's punch is probably.
Oh, so Boko and I are actually friends.
Okay, I was gonna ask if you guys know each other. Yeah.
So we skated. So we've been 15. We provincial whatever event or whatever Quebec was doing or Laval Montreal was doing, so we got to know each other there, and we just it is with hockey, you kind of lose touch, and then you play each other 4 years later, and we skated together the summer before that, and he knew I was going to play for Bakersfield, and we just said, hey, if we play each other, let's do it. He was like, all right, we'll see. And it just happened. It was my first game back from Wichita. I got called up, and I was trying to make a point that I was here and I wanted to play every game. So we were down 4-1, and I thought I want to spark something, and so I just turned around. He was there. I was like, let's go, and we just dropped them, and it went pretty well for his. Everyone knows him, everyone knows him around the league. Everyone knows he's tough. And, I just try to keep him as far as possible because I know his punches are pretty hard and he's a beast. He's a unit.
The guy's built like a fucking house, man. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was good. It was good. It was fun.
Speaking of Boko, he actually went to my high school, École Secondaire Saint-Luc.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to go there, and I actually played ball hockey with him, and
No
it was
way.
amazing.
Did you smoke him or what?
No, he smoked me.
See, that's the thing. If
But,
if I ever play like ball hockey against a guy who I know played like was drafted first round in the queue or something like that, I make a point to just hit him at some point first.
But I was a goalie for the most part. I was a goalie. I love playing goalie. But yeah, he was a tough guy. He's a great guy too. He's friendly.
Great
And,
guy. Super nice guy. He'd like on the ice, he's probably one of the worst pain in the ass that there is in the league. Like he's just always in the kitchen, like always, and he like when we play each other, like there's no friends. He slashes me, I slash him, and, fuck you, buddy. Like that's just how it is. Like when we get on the ice, like hey, we represent our team, and just that's how it is. And when the whistle blows at the end, hey, great game, buddy, and like we'll text each other sometimes, and just how it is. That's the respect we try to have with each other.
Of course, I mean the famous Wayne Primo and Keith Primo fighting each other while their parents are in the stands. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It happens.
So you being from Montreal, well, Laval.
Laval's like the New Jersey of Montreal to New York.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Basically.
I lived in Laval, so it's okay. I know your struggles.
We gotta know, what's your favorite poutine spot in Montreal?
Oh, it's a good one.
Oh, it's in Laval, and it's actually a street away from my house. It's called Chez Gérard.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's on Dagenet and Curie-Labelle, and
that's the original one. That's the original one.
That's the OG, and it's been the same guy. It's been there for the past probably 20 years.
Yeah,
and I can probably put money on that. That is the fastest takeout spot, probably in Quebec,
hands down.
Probably in Canada.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. You get like 2 poutines, 4 hot dogs, and within 2 minutes, it's all there. You paid, you're gone. Like I've never seen anything like it. And the poutine is lights out.
It's very good.
Like it's like the fries are just a little bit different, a little bit greasier, kind of. Oh, it's just the sauce. There's like a touch of like cinnamon in it. I don't know.
Peppercorn. They got peppercorn.
And I just got so excited. I just got so excited because I've had poutine in probably 3-4 months now, and I miss it so much.
So I wanted to ask you actually before we let you go. You decided, so you went to Ulysse. I mean, you went to the prep school route. You wanted to use athletics for your education, which honestly I think a lot of kids should be doing. If you're not drafted in the first 3 rounds of the queue, I think maybe looking at that stuff, maybe not 3 rounds. I'm exaggerating, but if you know that you're not going to be a pick in the NHL right away, and you need to develop a little bit more, why not use athletics for your education? What made you do it? Go to Ulysse and then after Northwood.
So Ulysse was always, my parents always told me that school was very important, and I realized that pretty young, and that's something I wanted to make sure if I was going to play in the queue that I was still going to school, because we hear all those stories about guys traveling so much in the queue, and they're playing so many games. It's kind of hard to do school at the same time. So I went to the draft when I was 15. I went to the draft. I talked to a team or two. I think it was the first 7 rounds or 8 rounds were over 15, and I was hoping. I was there with 4 other teammates, and I was the only one that was not drafted. And I remember I was in the stands at the Peps in Quebec City, and I was crying. My parents were next to me, and all my other buddies had jerseys on, and all the guys that I knew that when I was younger got drafted, all of them. And I was the only one there just crying. And then one of the people that worked at Ulysse at the time, Christian Sauvageau, he came to me a couple weeks later. He was like, "Hey, I know you're good at school. Like, would you be interested to go prep school?" And I was like, "Well, tell me more." And that's when I went to roll to college and for prep school to come in and try to, they just come in Montreal, and they just basically a showcase. It's one day and there's a bunch of games, and scouts are there basically to just watch you play, and after that you can offer your scholarship or ask you to come visit. And I went there, and then I played a second year at Ulysse, and I had an offer from Stansted College. That's in Canada. It's a great spot.
Amazing spot.
And Northwood Prep. I visited both of them. I was interested in both of them, and then I just fell in love with Northwood in Lake Placid. It's such a special spot. Like everything is kind of oldish. Like it's just there's a lot of history in it. I really like that. It's a very small school as well.
Yeah.
So I decided to go there. It was probably the hardest year of my life, probably, but probably the best year to like learn. I learned so much.
Yeah.
That's basically where I learned English. I didn't really speak English before that.
Oh, really? Okay, that was actually my next question.
So that's where I basically learned English. So like after a week, I called my mom. I was like, "Mom, get me out of here. Like I cannot do anything." And I was taking U.S. history. Like come on, like a Frenchie never like the first class, the teacher, he's like, all right, we'll see like where you guys at. Named a lot, try to name as many as the last 50 U.S. presidents. I'm like, wow, okay, no, Washington,
Obama,
it is Bush. Okay, so that's when I realized I was like, okay, this is gonna be tough. And then within probably 3 months, that's where I kind of picked it up a little bit more, and I ended up doing very well at the end, and I ended up going to the BCHL after that.
Well, you went to Providence too, right? You played there.
Yeah. So I went to BCHL for a year. I played for the Chilliwack Chiefs, and then was supposed to go there for a second year, and then I ended up going to visit Providence, and then I went to visit there a week after they had won the national championship in 2015. So it's kind of hard to say no to a team that just won a national championship, and then you meet everyone, and then like the whole campus was just like, hockey's awesome, like the hockey program, blah blah blah. So it was just, and then they had a D-man leaving, so they asked me to come right away. So I committed. I think it was like mid-April, I would say, or like I think I visited April 17th. I committed, I think, a week after, and I was actually at the school to start the freshman classes. I think July 1st. So it all went pretty quick. Yeah. It all went boom. It took 2 months, and I was there, and I had the best 4 years of my life. It was awesome. It was just the best experience of my life.
You got your education.
Yeah.
And you're playing, you got drafted in the NHL. And now you're playing in the AHL, hoping for another opportunity in the NHL. And you didn't go through the Q route. You didn't go through the route that was just focused on hockey. You did your school. Now you have a back. What did you graduate in?
Business management. I did a finance minor as well.
There you go.
To add a little bit to it.
That's the thing.
It might feel
that's the route. And I know it's not for everyone. Like I know like, some kids will struggle a bit more in school, and like it's okay. Like it's not for everyone. But I think that it should be an easier route going from Quebec or Montreal or wherever you're from to college.
Yeah.
To prep school because it just adds so much to you. It adds so much maturity. So I've experienced so many things from doing that. I've met so many different types of people, not only athletes. I've met some musicians and some more artsy people, and that's okay. Like that's how I feel. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. And that's how you learn. And that's one thing. And I always prone that. Like I want it to make it easier for everyone else. To go play prep school like I did, or go play in college. That's a great experience. And whether it's D1, D2, D3, doesn't matter. College is college. It's a great experience, and there's nice people everywhere. The thing is that you're going to use that route, right? And it's only to your benefit, right? If you, like I said before, if you know that you're going to be the next Connor McDavid, then okay, maybe not school isn't a necessity for you, but it's not something that you should ignore either. And I think a lot of kids are seeing it that way too. And like you mentioned, Road to College, I run it now, and both those schools you mentioned are great schools. And it's honestly, every time a kid asks me, it's mostly the parents that are asking me, is prep school better? I don't say nothing's better than the other, but what does your kid want to do? Does he want to play multiple sports? Does he want to study? Is he good in school? Then this is the route. That's what it is. And you're the typical example of a guy who worked hard and smart enough and was able to get an education and play hockey at the same time. And there's one thing too that I feel like when you get to pro hockey, you kind of understand it too, is that like it's so hard to make it, like when you're young and you grow up and you're like, I'm gonna make it to the NHL. I'm gonna work harder than everyone else, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And you get to pro hockey, and everyone does that. Everyone tries to outwork you, and everyone tries, and that's when you realize how your degree will be so useful, and the amount of pressure that it takes off your shoulders every night. Like before every game, I think about it. I'm like, hey, tonight, have some fun. If it doesn't go well, hey, who cares? You played pro hockey and you got a degree. You're good. You know, it's something that just calms me. It is just relaxing. It's like, hey, you're good. Like,
and you're able to enjoy it, right?
And you got a good plan B, and to do that, to enjoy every game, because it goes by so quick. Like, it is so quick, and I know, like, next thing, like, I'm gonna wake up and I'll be retired, and I won't be playing hockey, and I'll have a job 8 to 5. You know, wake up every morning, put it on a suit or whatever, and go into work and answering phone calls, and that's gonna be my new life. But I know that I got all the baggages for that, and I'm ready for it. I got the contacts. I know, like, there's a couple people that I can make a phone call, I'll get a job right away. Like, because that's the relationship I built by going to Providence College.
So you mentioned Providence College. We'll start the trivia now, and it's actually leading into the first question, and we'll let you go because I know you're tight on time. So we'll start the trivia. Just 2 questions, two separate categories, but hopefully that you can answer them right. I think you can, just by association. So the first question is about Providence College. Who has the most games played in Providence College history?
Cal McKenzie. Oh, it's either Cal McKenzie or Ross Marman. It's like 154, 53, I think. I got to be close.
Oh, sorry. I missed my answer. So, which Providence College player played the most games in the NHL? That was my question.
Oh, in the NHL.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
In the NHL. Hall Gill?
Yeah, well, nice.
Hall Gill.
Another 6'7" defenseman. Yeah.
Yeah, how many? He's played a lot of games. I met him too. He came to Providence a couple times on the ice. Whew, impressive man. He is. We're talking about units. He's a unit.
Yeah,
like his hands are just palms. They're just massive.
He has the best nickname too, Skillsy. Like, it's just funny.
Skillsy, yeah, it's awesome.
It's just funny because skill isn't there. I mean, well, shouldn't be known for his skill, but he has hockey skills for sure. So this is easy. This should be an easy question for you. So you got drafted by the Oilers in 2016. Who was the Oilers' first pick that year?
Who was? Oh, was it Puljujarvi?
Yeah, it was Puljujarvi. I was gonna say, if you didn't get this one, man, that would have been fun.
I think it was like with Puljujarvi, McLeod Benson. Is that it?
Yeah.
In the second round.
Yeah, in the second round, then you had
and then Skinner, Skinner was there. Niemelainen was in the draft year. Berglund was in the draft year.
I don't know. I had it open, but I don't have it open anymore.
Oh yeah. It's far back in there. Yeah.
Good stuff. Alex, last questions before we let Vince go.
Actually, it's more of an invitation. Once you're back from your road trip, I actually want to take you for tacos.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. I love that.
In Bakersfield. And we will actually review them because as Montrealers, we're not used to having good tacos, right?
Yeah, true.
It depends on the spots.
They're not
California tacos. Yeah, they're not California.
Yeah. Or California, yeah.
So I'm inviting you to go review some tacos with me in Bakersfield.
Perfect.
And we'll have a little chat over there.
Perfect. That'll be awesome.
Perfect. I'll shoot you a message when you're back.
Anytime. That's perfect. I would love that.
All right, boys. Thanks. I appreciate you, man. Honestly, I appreciate you taking the time. Again, this episode is brought to you by Mike's BBQ at MTL.com, and use the promo code HOTSAUCE10 for 10% off the entire site. That was Vincent Desharnais. Honestly, thanks for coming on, man. That was an awesome interview. I love talking to you. I could talk to you for 25 hours.
Yeah, same here. I got stories for days.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have you on for a few more of them. So
yeah, that works. That works with me.
Alex, as usual.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Vince. Alex, as usual. Thanks, buddy. Peace.